Chapter 1. EJ Robbo 123 was a small channel made in 2015. EJ had 3 previous YouTube channels before the one he is using now, 2 of which got deleted. The 2 got deleted both were gaming channels, which played a variety of games which included Ben 10, Sonic Racing and Minecraft. The latter of these channels, EJ began his first attempt at Lovely World, which ground to a halt once he made his current channel. His first ever channel, which is still available to look at now, was a parody channel, which he made short skits of Minecraft on. Occasionally he still uploads to this channel, but it's now just stuff that his nan has said she finds funny. The few series that started on this then newly founded channel were Flappy Bird, Temple Run and FIFA Street. He didn't start doing Minecraft until his 5th video. His first ever video was on Flappy Bird rather than the usual intro video. His first ever Minecraft video was a Hunger Games map he built, where he goes on to win the game. He then went on to do a series on Crossy Road, Hill Climb, Racing and Lego. This was before his channel was strictly gaming. He did these Lego videos a few times, showcasing what he had built, him building new things. He also uploaded a few videos showcasing him going go-karting. After this, another real-life video was him lip-syncing to the hit Uptown Funk. After this, he started to pick up the Minecraft content a lot more. However, he kept doing content other than Minecraft. However, at this point it was only Clash of Clans. After a bit, he started doing videos showcasing other people's Lego sets, in amongst all of the Minecraft content. Eventually he started doing other games, returning to Flappy Bird, Hill Climb Racing and Crossy Road. He also started doing long series style that he does to this day. On the 6th of May 2016 he uploaded his first video of the Flat Land Challenge, starting a trend that he continues to this very day. At this point he once again began to reduce his channel to purely Minecraft, with the occasional Lego video, showcasing building a camping set. The moment he finished building his car and caravan set is the moment he became purely a Minecraft channel. This streak would last around 8 weeks before he would return with another installation of his Let's Talk series. Afterwards he started showing interest in filming Minecraft skits, something that EJ would continue into the future and eventually take into real life. At this point he showed his trip to Florida in a 6-part vlog titled The Florida Vlog. The vlog would restart a trend of him doing more real life videos again, rather than just Minecraft. At this point he also began recording other games, restarting the Sonic Racing and FIFA series once again. This was a time where he first started to do some Halo videos, as well as Roblox videos. However, the Roblox videos were made using his laptop. EJ was only doing Minecraft now with the occasional Sonic or Crossy Road videos. But when he uploaded his first proper Roblox video, he didn't know what was to come. His first ever proper Roblox video was on Prison Life. Overall, Prison Life was a very well viewed series, with at least 50 views per video. However, even though he had less than 100 subscribers at this time, the first video of the series exploded and even made it onto the trending for gaming page for a short time. He would continue doing Roblox, switching to different game modes, and each one got old. As the new year dawned, the channel began to gain subscribers until eventually hitting 100 subscribers. Chapter 2. At the beginning he tried doing Lovely World a few times, but every time the world he was using would become corrupt. This kept happening around 5 times before he tried it again and never stopped even after the world corrupted. The second world is still the world he uses to this day. At the very start of the current Lovely World, the concept was that it would be a complete survival series, but this quickly evolved into getting materials from creative mode and doing the main bulk of building in survival. At the beginning he improvised almost all of the builds, with the possible exception of his original theatre and Funland sign. In the start he would take a lot more inspiration from Stampy. He would eat cake for breakfast and have a Funland sign. One of the most notable changes over the years since the beginning of Lovely World is the fact he used to film his TV with his iPad and iPhone, but now he uses proper game capture software so that the viewers can get the best possible view of all the action. The start of the world was very simple, with EJ mainly struggling to survive in a small cave. He would go out chopping down trees, just to get a few blocks to build a small house for himself and another one for all his helpers. He would then begin to move away from gathering the materials and instead get them in creative mode, and then switch into survival for builds. At this time he would begin to start terraforming any hills or mountains to be flat so they were easier to build on. The reason for this decision is because he wanted the town in Ethan to be more organised and easier to navigate for newcomers. The big downside of his original house was that it contained a despicable amount of item frames, which therefore made playing on the world quite hard to watch and play due to lag. Luckily an update from 4J Studios was released, and a bug fix was happened, where they changed the way entities worked, so the game was a lot easier to play without all the lag. Also around this time, the villain was introduced, which is still a big part of Lovely World to this day, a Dominus villain. He made his debut appearance in an episode titled A Random Person. Shortly after, his master Lord Tyrannus was introduced to the public and a devilish scheme to destroy EJ's world with the Skybase. This happened in the episode called Skybase 26. And as 2017 came to a close, so did EJ's journey in this world, as episode 21 would be the last time this world would ever be featured in a video. Instead of giving up like the last few times, EJ created a new world, explained what happened and pushed on into the new year as if nothing ever happened. With a clean world and a clean slate, after Christmas EJ started building some new land in the background, so he set his sights on something he thought would be fun, a trip to the moon. As another background project, he and a few friends began constructing the new world, where he would soon use editing trickery to create the illusion of flying to the moon in his newly built rocket ship. This was a tremendous challenge for him at the time, as he had to figure out the problems that had never been dealt with before, whilst doing his usual 20 minutes Let's Play style video. Chapter 3. EJ is sad that the first episode was lost to time because of the fond memories that went into making it. The most likely reason for this was an accidental deletion. However, his favourite ever video to make is Hero Helpers, because he claims to have really enjoyed planning, recording and editing that episode all in one day. He says that he just remembers coming up with a vague idea of him and Daddio being distracted from building an attack by a Dominus villain and Lord Tyrannus. The idea became where he and Dad were building a football pitch by the hippie headquarters, and Daddio sees something in the sky. They rush up to the ladder of the sky, trying to be smart and easily defeat the villains, but when they go back to the standard Lovely World, the real villains are awaiting them at the bottom of the ladder. The idea is that they use their robot maker to make robot clones of themselves, changing the production settings a little so that Dad and EJ won't know the difference. When EJ and Daddio run out to attack the villains, the floor pulls away, revealing a big drop where they both end up being unable to escape. It then cuts to a shot of Steve and Deadlox, so that the audience registers that they have witnessed the whole thing going down. In the next episode it starts off as usual, but then cuts between Steve and Deadlock's views as they get at different materials required to put their rescue plan into action. As mentioned with the moon video earlier on, this was also a challenging project, as he had 4 Xboxes and 2 people, himself and Dad, so figuring out how to make it look natural and good with only 2 people controlling 4, and at a certain time 6 people, was probably the second biggest challenge he faced in recording Lovely World. The first being the film, which we'll be covering later on. Chapter 4. Around the 300th episode, another copy of the world unfortunately became corrupt, but this was not so bad, as he was fortunately able to get an old version and rebuild from there. It was at this time EJ had hit his stride. He had found the most comfortable way to record things in his own style. The way he describes it is he likes building new things and showing people cool new ways on how to do things, but at the same time he likes to start planning the odd special video so things don't get too boring and on the channel or in the world of loveliness. Some of the more recent builds had their design process streamed, which was interesting to watch, as we could see the process that EJ Mind went through to come up with his ideas. He likes to also record his design process so then people can just watch the final parts rather than watching the hours of trial and error that he goes through, especially with the minigames. EJ has a number of designing worlds, and the most used two are his PlayStation world and his 360 Xbox designing world. By far the biggest project over the last 200 episodes was his theatre, as he decided to gather all of the wood needed for this using survival mode and just mining away the trees in his spare time. The wood alone took approximately 12 hours to gather and took a few days to record the thing, as at the time Xbox Live would continuously go down and disrupt the recording process. The newest Lovely World episodes are the ones EJ is most proud of, as he feels these have the most to offer in terms of new building techniques and new redstone techniques for people to watch. And if people are only interested in the more role-playing videos, then he feels the newest ones have the most work put into them. An example of this that EJ uses is the new building techniques people can learn from his videos is in the Brilliant Bingo, as the outside, instead of just being a box with big flat walls, he tried to add as much detail into the build as he could with a block palette he had. His method of choice was to add some cutaways into the walls so that he could have his desired effect without having the build be too much of people's eyes. An example of that EJ uses the new redstone techniques that people can learn from his videos is that the game Killers 3, where he uses dropper system with delays for the life system. The way it works is there are a line of droppers where there is fully delayed repeater leading into each one. Each dropper has one more repeater than the last, so that the item doesn't just fly straight through to the droppers. Every time a player respawns, they are forced to go over the tripwire hook and get back into the game, and whenever the player runs out of lives, they are forced to leave the game and another player can carry on. The idea of the game is that the person who is the last to run down out of their 10 lives is the winner. At the moment in Lovely World, the biggest thing coming up in this episode 500 landmark. The plan for episode 500 is to tour the entire world, including the overworld and the E-Fun. He will do this separately, as if he did this as a whole, he would struggle to find the motivation to make a possibly 5-hour or more video. Chapter 5. EJ claims the future of his channel is uncertain, as he may not have time because of things like exams and as he gets older having to work. He also claims to be trying to stop life from being just about gaming and YouTube and instead go outside and remind himself the sun exists. He claims to know that the next 2 to 3 months is almost set in stone, as he has already started recording things he is going to upload during the relearning on how to play Minecraft on his PC to play Lovely World. He has stated that he plans to upload a whole catalogue of games included, but not limited to, Star Wars, Journey and Donut County. He has already started working on planning minigames and shops for his big return to Lovely World during the beginning of the winter of 2022. The plan for when Lovely World returns is to have every Saturday as his journey of learning the basics of PC version, and to have every Sunday to be him doing a Lovely World video. When he finishes the series of him relearning the basics on the PC version, he plans to start doing 2 days of Lovely World until he finishes his other series that will be happening at the time. Once these other series are finished, he plans to move back to 3 Lovely Worlds a week with a different game every Friday. The channel may begin to slow down on uploads, with them only happening Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays, but once he starts getting back into the recording of his lovely world. At the moment, he plans to be doing Roblox on Fridays, but he isn't quite sure as another game may come along and he might want to play this instead.
Yeah, alright, yay, okay, let's do this.
Jesus wept.
Can you send the questions? What, like the thing? I remember we wrote down questions for the thingy.
No, we asked Oliver and Dave.
Oh, so there's no questions in the shared doc?
Oh. No, that was just the script things. Did I tell you that I wrote like the entire script?
Yeah.
I sat down on Thursday and just like spent about 6, I think it was, hours just like watching YouTube and just like writing.
Oh, I spent like 12 hours editing the film.
Jesus Christ.
I had to repair a lot of dialogue because you would like speak halfway through a conversation. And then, yeah, I had to go through the entire movie. There might be a few errors in the movie.
I would speak halfway out. Well, yeah, that's called the art. Like, what do you mean?
Like, alright, Dave, alright, Steve. You're gonna go with Dave. Alright, Dave, you gotta move over there. Alright. Yeah. It was quite nice.
Yeah, that's irritating when I'm editing as well. I'll be like consciously thinking, okay, I'll try and give myself time to edit, and then it'll come to editing.
Okay. So, shall we,
Hold on, Oliver's free. Do you want him to ask the questions?
Isn't he reading the script?
What?
Isn't he reading the script?
No. Dave's reading the script.
Dave.
I got Dave because Oliver said he wasn't going to be free. And you know, because you're reading, because your voice is annoying.
My voice isn't annoying.
I'm messing, kind of. Right.
I'm gonna throw American flags at you.
Right, I've told Oliver to join the private projects channel. And then we'll explain what he's doing. I wonder if we've still got bedrock. Way up. The man himself, big sexy Oliver. Or just Oliver.
I wonder if Oliver's real name is Jeff.
Yes. Oh, yeah, it's Jeff. Oh. My bloody life. How are you building them fences?
They're really tall and cool.
Hi, Oliver. Wait. Get out.
Hello.
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 My name's Jeff.
Hello, Jackie.
Okay.
That's Oliver's new name now. It's Jackie.
Minecraft Steven.
Big sexy Steve.
Great.
You know what? We had some fella called Steve come to our school, and he was just like, and he like was just telling us stories about how like you need to do good in school and stuff. And his name was Steve. And we were all, like literally we had a day dedicated to him telling us that we need to do well in school, basically. But yeah, anyway. Yeah. Anyway, Oliver, your task is so there's some questions there in the private projects, like text channel. Basically, just click on the first one you see there, and then we'll ask all of them. And then we'll go over and we'll ask all of the other persons. So say you do Dave's first, we'll do it in separate sections. You know, all the separate sections.
Okay.
And then we'll go and do yours. Does that make sense?
No, but I'll get a gist of it eventually.
Alright, okay. Basically, just open up one of the question files and read the questions and the sections.
Oh, so like the question I asked me for you to read it on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy.
Just out of interest, have you got Bedrock on your computer?
No.
Oh, okay. I bet you're glad it's shocking still.
Is it?
Yeah, it's awful.
I'm trying to find where it is. I didn't get
Right. Go on then, Sam, get on your pedestal.
Doing something really cool.
I have realised that mythology is spelling that, isn't it?
Well,
I don't know, it's just loads of spelling names. And we on the computer as well. I'm very stupid.
it's like you then.
Alright, I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, just wait for Sam, like I've been for the past 50 years.
I'm doing something really cool.
Oh, get a life! Go and stand on this bleeding pedestal.
Doing something really cool.
Jesus Christ on the bike, what's he doing?
One more minute.
Alright.
So, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
Very good.
That's class.
Well, it's cold now. Freezing.
I don't even know what my dressing gown is, so...
Nice in the wash. Great.
You know, it's been bloody hot the last few days, hasn't it?
I don't know, I've been sleeping outside in a tent, so I'm freezing. And I'm like permanently cold.
It took you so much naughty and that's your punishment. Oh, okay, right, I'll forgive you for that then, Sam. Oh, so.
I told you it was cool.
Maybe. Right, okay, when Sam says go to stars, whose questions are you doing first?
Mine.
Of course you are. Alright, okay, when Sam says go.
Go.
What was the main goal you had when you created your channel? Why did you start?
Well, hold on, give me a bleeding chance to answer.
Oh.
I want to answer them.
Okay, I thought you were going to ask them then answer them later on. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I just want to know.
What do you think? I was sat there going, I'm bored. Right, go on.
What was the main goal you had when you created your channel?
I think the main goal was to just try and have fun, if you get what I mean. You know, it sounds like corny or whatever, or, you know, whatever you can refer to it as. But I think the main goal was because I just thought, you know, playing Minecraft was fun, and then obviously I had other channels before, you know, the one I have now. So obviously I thought making videos was fun, so I thought, why don't I combine the two together? And then obviously make like, game videos, and now obviously specifically, Minecraft videos. Basically, yeah, to just like to have fun, and it worked.
Why did you start YouTube?
Well, like I said, I just thought like video making was fun, and obviously, at the time I was still like, quite a big fan of Stampy, as I think everyone was, because I made like my first ever YouTube channel. I made it around 2014, which obviously that was Stampy's peak. So obviously I was watching Stampy, and I was thinking, oh, I could do that, and so basically I just got inspired and thought, I want to do that.
What content did you start with other than Minecraft?
I did a lot of racing games, so I did like Ben 10 Racing, Sonic Racing, I think I did a Lego Batman game at some point. Then other than, does it have to be gaming?
And any other, like whatever type of videos?
I did some like real life Lego videos as well. There's some videos of me, like there's a 3-part series of me building like a caravan, like a camping set basically, out of Lego. And then obviously if you remember I used to tour your like Lego builds.
Yeah.
So I did like, I basically did more variety than what I do now.
Oh, okay. Was there a certain sub-goal of your account you ever wanted to hold?
No.
Okay. What series did you start YouTube with?
Does it have to be Minecraft?
I don't know. Was there any whatever series?
Flappy Bird.
Pardon?
So Flappy Bird. So it was my first ever video was the first ever like episode on the Flappy Bird series.
Okay.
I don't know why I chose Flappy Bird, but I just thought it'd be cool to record myself playing Flappy Bird.
Okay. What was the type of style of video you created when you created your channel? So, is it the same
There's
now?
a lot more one-off videos, or I think it's either one-off videos or series that like were meant to be series, but I just like couldn't be bothered. So I just like gave up. Like I do like 2, or I do a lot of like short series. Like I said before, I did a 3-part series of me doing like a Lego set, and then once again, like I said before, I did like one-off videos of me touring your Lego builds, and then and then I started to gradually move into like the style, the long series challenge style that I still do now.
Okay. How many channels do you have?
I have second channel, behind the scenes channel, a main channel, but I also have like a skit channel. So I have 2 like skit channels basically. One is where, do you remember that video we did in like 2017 of the Fools?
Oh yeah.
I upload on that channel occasionally, and then I've got another one, which is basically it's just the first channel I created, and I upload on it from time to time. It's just a little like skit thing or whatever.
Okay. How many channels do you still upload on constantly? Like
Constantly, regularly.
yeah, like maybe once or twice a week. Obviously more on your main, but
So on the main channel and the behind the scenes channel. That was it, because obviously the behind the scenes channel I don't upload regularly, but I upload more. I upload on that more than I do on the like second channel and obviously the skit channel channels.
Oh yes. Do you know the exact date you started YouTube?
That date,
Or when you made your main channel?
my main channel, so it was created Christmas Day 2015, but the first video of it was uploaded on, give me a second. So obviously I stopped it, and then I, you know, did a few other attempts, and then the world crashed, so I'd do it, again, and then, but yeah, the reason I started Lovely World was just because I saw what Stampy was doing, and sounds just the reason is because because I saw what Stamping was doing. I just thought, oh, that could be fun. I'm gonna do that, and then I was right.
Okay. Do you know what console you started on?
Well, the first ever video actually isn't on a console. It was on a
It's Lovely World.
a lovely world. So Xbox 360, and I've stayed there since. But I'm moving to a PC soon, so I won't even be on console.
At the start of Lovely World, how many episodes were you thinking of doing?
I can't remember because there's one reason, one reason only. I knew at the start, I thought at the start that I wouldn't be doing it for long because obviously, the amount of times I tried it and it had gone corrupt was mental. It's mental. And then obviously at that time I was also doing like a series, short series where, I'd start it and I'd do 2 episodes of a series, then I'd just give up because I did a 20 block challenge. I did about 6 videos of that or something, and then I got bored of it and just gave up. And that's something I still struggle with nowadays, if I'm being honest.
Do you ever take fan suggestions at the start of Lovely World?
Well, I mean, I didn't have any, so no. But I do now. So if there's someone suggest something, and I think, oh, I could do, something like that. I think, okay, thanks for that. I'll develop that. And if it's like a mini game or something, I remember someone suggested me doing murder mystery. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll do murder mystery then, and I will, work down, the Murder Mystery 1 game, and then obviously, because Murder Mystery 1 was so fun, it developed into Murder Mystery 2, which isn't as fun as Murder Mystery 1, but still is fun.
Do you ever run out of motivation at the beginning?
Loads. I ran out of motivation when... So, it's not the very beginning, but when Update Aquatic came out, I ran out of motivation, basically because, I ran out of motivation, essentially because, obviously I couldn't move the world to Xbox One Edition anymore, which was, really annoying. So I ran out of motivation a bit for that. Oh, thank you. What is it? Oh, it's sausages. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yeah, I ran out of motivation when Update Aquatic came out because obviously I couldn't move it to Xbox One Edition, which is my favourite version of the game. And then I ran out of motivation when the world went corrupt. And then I also kind of ran out of motivation. When I first defeated Adominus Verlaine, it's like episode 83, I defeated him completely. And then I sort of ran out of motivation because I was like, well, what's the point of the series now? Because, I've defeated this big bad villain. So yeah.
Okay. So, next section. I think it's just... So what are your top 3 favourite moments from Lovely World?
Top 3.
From any like from like the domiciliary attacks, from just like one-off weird moments or anything.
So the first ever instance of this always sticks out of my mind, and it was so funny when it happened. I remember one time I ran up the stairs to say hi to my dad, and a creeper dropped on both our heads, and it blew up all our stuff, blew up everywhere, and killed us both. And it was so funny. That's one of them. Can it be in Lovely? Like, can it be like related to Lovely Woods? You know, like when I finished designing something big. Okay. I think one of my favourite moments was, I think it was a momentous moment when I finally finished building the clock tower, because obviously that was my first time, like, ever, going that high in the world without flying, basically. And then, another moment is that, it sounds surprising, but it's a joint between the park, and the disco domain. So if anyone doesn't know, my disco domain's looks like a party hat. It's yellow and red, and it's got a piston feed tape inside. That took about 3 attempts, and I ended up having to have another Xbox on. Basically, looking at the redstone and having to copy it identically. So the video is only about 5 minutes longer or 10 minutes long or something. And it's basically just a time lapse of me. I start as normal, and then I speed up in the middle, and then it's just me building the piston feed tape. But yeah, that took about 3-4 attempts, basically because the redstone was so difficult. So obviously, once again, it's not really. It's just finally I've built this thing. And then also when I built the park, because the park was the same thing, because this is just my look. I designed it, or I did, the space testing in a world where the, it was all different. And then I didn't realise that, that was a bit of an older version of the world. And I'd added in a path where I was going to be building the park. So I didn't realise, and I built it, and it was really squished. So I had to get rid of that, had to get rid of the path. Then I had to redo the park, and it took 20 minutes to build one strip of the wall that surrounds the park.
Yeah.
It took 20 minutes to get that done because we just got distracted so much. And then third time was the charm with that. Then it took 2 attempts to record the second video, not including when we completely finished the park the first time. So it took 1 attempt where we got all the trees done, and it was the video was 45 minutes long or something stupid like that. So I'd you know what, actually without saving, I'm going to re-record that because, it's a bit long. So I, did that in second. And then, the third one was easy. No, the third one The third one sounds easy, but it actually went through a metamorphosis. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word. But basically, it went through a bunch of changing from when what's it called? From when the the original idea was we'd go to walk the dogs in the park, or I'd meet my dad there or something like that, and then a Dominus Verlaine would come along and it'd attack. And so we did about, I can't tell you, it was about 10 attempts of the Dominus Verlaine video, and in the end I scrapped it. I built a smiley face, and then built did that. And then that took about 3 attempts, because every time I'd get over there, there'd just be the minecart running around, and my dad would have died because he kept suffocating in the wall. And it obviously took a while for me to figure out how he died. And my dad didn't know because he's my dad. So, it took a while, basically, to record that one video. It took about 10, 15 attempts or something, just to record that one video, which was really annoying. But that was, once again, a momentous occasion for, like, when I did complete that, because obviously it's like, yes, finally, the park's finished.
Okay. Well, who is your favourite character from Lovely Worlds, obviously, apart from yourself?
It's me! No. It's probably a joint between Dominus Verlaine and Lord Tyrannus. Because they're just fun. You know the videos where they're in? It's just fun to record. And obviously doing the voices for them. It hurts my throat, but it's just fun. You know, it's like fun to plan the videos, especially fun to record videos. Editing, I'm not a big fan of because I'm not, you know, I don't edit, so obviously, you know, or I'm not very good at editing. So yeah. No, it's probably a joke between them two.
What is your favourite video from Lovely World?
Videos or video?
Video.
It's probably the episode called Hero Helpers. And basically the idea of that is that it's just, once again, just fun to record. It's also pretty educational, I think is the word, experience, you know, editing, because obviously I had to learn new tricks. Because basically the idea is that I'm trapped in a cage and then the helpers have to save me. So it's cutting between all the, you know, the two helpers' views because Dad's in the cage with me. So obviously I'm switching all the Xboxes around, you know, switching all the cables around, stuff like that. And then obviously, you know, I recorded it in an odd order. So I recorded all the scenes with just me and Dad in it. And then I recorded all the Steve, and then all of the deadlocks. And then I went back and recorded the bit, you know, where I go into the house and meet up with the Dominus Verlaine Tyrannus. Went up with, you know, killed them, then they respawned, and then I recorded a little bit where they were running away, and then they went into Santa's Grotto, which obviously leads into the Saving Santa video, which was my last Christmas episode. But yeah, it's just one of my favourite moments, because like I said, it was educational to, like, for me, personally, to try and edit all that, you know, I actually edited it in a peculiar way. I won't go into it now, because obviously, you know, like if you were sat right next to me and we were just having a chat, I'd show you how I edited it. But you're not sat right next to me, and it's not just us having a chat. It's a, you know, like an interview. So I won't, I won't waste everyone's time with that.
What is your favourite building or minigame from episode 100 to 400?
Probably. So minigame Bridges is just so much fun to play. And then the building, I mean, it's a tie between the clock tower and the Kit Kat Kit Shop. Just because the Kit Kat Kit Shop looks so much better than the clock tower. But the clock tower, obviously, you know, it's got the best view in the entire town, so it's that, I'd say.
Which buildings did you design beforehand, like which like most memorable?
The clock tower and the Kit Kat Kit Shop. I designed everything. What do you mean by most memorable? Like most memorable designing process, or just
like the ones that like took the longest, or that like went through so many changes?
Theatre. I knew what I wanted to do, but oh my god, I obviously had to do it, and then it just didn't look right. So I had to add, you know, all the detail, and you know, with the slabs and the trapdoors and that. I had to add that, and the top didn't look right, so I had to add the dome. Then I had to change the curtain a bunch of times. It ended up taking about 12 hours to design the whole thing, which doesn't sound like much, but like what it turned out, it's quite a lot. 12 hours is quite a lot for like the build it is. And then the part, because that went through so many changes as well, because I was originally going to do it out of wood, but I couldn't come up with a good like wooden fence design. So I ended up just going to stone and just like looking at all of them, and then that worked. So yeah, those are the two like most memorable designing processes that I've had because they just took too long.
Will you post more content of you designing new builds before you go into Lovely World?
Before they go, so will I upload them before I put them in Lovely World, you mean?
No, like will you just like make more videos about designing builds?
I've tried, so I've started designing stuff that's gonna be, for the like for my return to Lovely World in the, in like January or something. I've started designing that basically so I can just get straight to it. I don't need to worry about designing things. Also, I've had some pretty good ideas, so it's better to, do them rather than, like, regret it, if you know what I mean. Forget it and regret it. All that rhymed. So obviously, but yeah, I've done a lot. I've done like loads of streams where I've streamed me designing builds. And then, obviously, I've streamed me designing builds. And then, obviously, I've got the normal videos that actually one went out for the last town building we did, which was the bedrockification chamber. I don't know if you've seen it or not. And then the mini game that I've like the final mini game, Animal Anarchy. That I streamed me designing that, so that's on the behind the scenes channel if you want to watch that. And they're both are.
How would you describe your building style?
Unique. Because I don't stick to one style. I don't know. I tend to change from modern to futuristic to imaginative. So I'd say I build with a mixture of different styles. So the best way to describe it probably is unique. Because I like I said, I don't stick to one style. There's the factories, which I nicked off you. You designed them, and then I was just like, oh, I love that.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, them. There's that which is industrial. Then I've got the Disco Domain, which is imaginative, and then I've got the Diner, which is realistic. Then I've got the Kit Kat Kit Shop, which is probably like modern / futuristic, and then there's just different styles across the world. That's all I can think of at the moment, but I'll probably think of some more in the future.
Is there a playlist of Lovely World episodes on your channel?
Not an up-to-date one, so there's two. There's ones where I forgot to put them in the current playlist. Then there's another one where I just stopped updating it halfway through. Then I carried on updating it. So it basically goes from 250 to 350 just randomly. And then I just stopped updating and I never updated the playlist again because never bothered to, basically.
What days do you upload on Lovely World?
So Lovely World uploads on Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then at the moment it's the 15 days challenge. I do them on Thursdays with Dave. And then I do them, and then I do Stampy's Funland with anyone who's available on Fridays.
Okay. Have you ever live streamed Lovely World? I
So
know it is like, but like live streaming, like either like destroying the mountain or clearing out a big space or anything like that.
yes,
Will you be
yes, I've done that loads because if I didn't stream it, I don't know how I'd do it. Like I did streamed. You know that Extreme Hellsbime on the where the theatre is now.
Yes.
There's a big Extreme Hellsbime there. I streamed all of that, and then yeah, I don't know how I would have done it without otherwise. I guess the music, which to be fair, that is how I did it the second time, because when the world went corrupt, I had to do it again.
And just
Yeah.
music.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I basically spent the day with the CD player on, just like, it's about 9 hours, I think it was. I spent just like, you know, I obviously took breaks and stuff, you know, I'd go and eat. I went and ate. And just like, you know, I ate and then I, you know, turned the music back on and just, you know, carried on. And then, yeah, I did that for about 9 hours. I just spent the day doing it and then I got it done. So yeah, that. But yeah, to answer the question, I have streamed Lonely World, and I do it on Twitch now because YouTube still aren't letting me stream unless there is a change, which I will check right now. There is not been a change. So yeah, I still can't stream, so I have to stream on Twitch, which I don't like because obviously, you know, I don't get as many like viewers if I did it on YouTube, and obviously streaming, I'd rather stream with a lot of viewers than without, because obviously, you know, with not with like a lot of you know, I don't care about having 1,000, but like, I mean, you know, with you know, about 5-10 people, you can have like a proper conversation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it would like feel better and be more enjoyable in a way.
Yeah. So yeah.
What is your least favourite building in Lovely World?
It's probably a tie. No, it's not even a tie. The Woodies just
Oh yeah, that's right.
it's outright. Because if you know, it's that wooden thing next to the diner. So it's that wooden box made out of logs, and you go inside and the floor's glass and glowstone, and it just looks abhorrent. So yeah, that's the answer to that.
Okay, what's your least favourite minigame?
Play.
Like just minigame, either looks or just playing wise, yeah.
Ooh. So I think the minigame that looks the worst is probably Spleef.
Okay.
Because it's just made out of glazed terracotta, and obviously you've got to like be precise with that.
Oh yeah. Otherwise it just looks...
But I never bothered, so I ended up doing it, and it just looks, it's all spun round. And then, I should have done the military base as one of my least favourite buildings. Then again, it's got the courtyard that saves it.
Okay.
But the least favourite minigame to play... I'm gonna say Pearl Points because it's so fun, but it's just so boring, you know, when you watch just waiting for the other person to do their go. So yeah, that's that.
Kind of leeching on from that last question, but which is your least favourite mini game to build? Like when you were building it, which like either took the longest or took the so many tries or
Bridges, because I don't. I think the videos building it along, they're too long. I should have taken 2 trilogies to build it really, because of, you know, like I said, they're too long. And then yeah, they're too long. We don't get much done in them as well. And then I just don't like them because like the helpers would go like do what, like go off and do their own thing, and then I'd just be there building it. And then yeah, it just took a few tries to build it.
okay, this is the next section, section 5, the current Lovely World episode. So on my YouTube feed it's Pointless, episode 487. Do you remember that one? Good. So, the question is, why did you title your video that?
Well, basically, the idea of the video is basically we built the same thing, or I built the same thing 4 times, and it, you know, it basically, literally, it's a fancy way of turning a light on with a button. And it's just so pointless, and it like the system does nothing. Literally, the goal is to turn all the lights on, and then it's like when you've done that, it turns 3 lights on at the end, and then that's for my bedrockification chamber. The idea is that makes it, you know, look like, you know, basically designed to sound complicated, but really all I need to do is exit the world and then move the world across, you know, in the normal way. But that's just for like role play. So yeah, that's why it's called Pointless.
This, I don't know if this applies, but explain the thumbnail, and obviously the thumbnail is just a random screenshot.
Yeah, so I did take one, but the data in it was too much, and basically YouTube doesn't allow the thumbnail data to be too much, so I had to scrap it and let it to be
anything like
yeah, 2 megabytes. So it's either that, and then so I just never bothered like trimming it down. So yeah, that's why the thumbnail's just a normal screenshot.
Who helped you build it in the episode?
In that episode specifically, nobody.
Because you did it all by yourself.
Yeah, I did that 40 minutes by myself. But the building, Steve helped me with. Like the previous 2 episodes, Steve was there.
Why did you build this Pointless system?
Because I just thought it would be cool, basically.
Okay. What inspired you to build it?
I don't know, I think I just wanted to build a pointless machine that basically made it look like, you know, it was really complicated to move me to Bedrock Edition, to stay within, you know, the Lovely World roleplay theme.
Okay.
But I didn't do a very good job of saying it with the roleplay theme, because I think in the videos I say, oh yeah, it's all pointless, basically. So yeah, that's basically...
Is it a part of a bigger story, like a larger roleplay thing? Was it just a standalone little episode, if you know, well not little, but episode, if you know what I mean?
40 minutes long. I don't think you can call it little.
Because it is like a big transition from Xbox 360 to Bedrock.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it's Yeah, the bigger story is in episode 502. I'll start off on the 360 version, move the world across to Bedrock using that bedrockification chamber, and then I'll go over and and then I'll collect all the helpers, and then we'll go and play a minigame for the episode.
Okay.
And then,
Wait, sorry.
Sorry, come again.
Did you enjoy making this episode?
Yeah, because it's a big redstone thing, and I'm a big fan of building big redstone things. So yeah, I loved it. Like those last 2 episodes were my favourite to record in a long time. Except for the tour, which I've actually already recorded. Because, obviously I've got to edit it and upload it, and then so it's just easier to do that, when I had like a spare moment, a spare 4 hours. But yeah, it was fun to record because, like I said, I enjoy building big redstone things, and that was probably the second biggest redstone thing, second biggest after the Rainbow Collection, and then before the Disco Domain.
Okay. This is the next section, section 6, the future of the channel. What are your future plans for skyscrapers / like the skyline of your lovely world?
Build more. I think I've got one plan. I can say this. I'll allow myself to say this because it's in a while and everyone will forget. I'm planning on building a radio station. And Oliver, have you been to like Liverpool where they've got the Radio City Tower?
Yes.
I based it on that, so you go it's basically a big thin pole, and it's just got a minecart, one of the minecart elevators in on the inside.
Oh yes. Yeah. I know what you mean. So is that like the next thing you're gonna build? Is that one of the next things? Like
one of the things I've already got designed, but I based on that. So that's one of the taller ones, and that's one of the ones that stands out in my mind at the moment. There's also a skyscraper that I'm gonna build where I get all my food from that, and I've automated all Pumpkin Farm's wheat farm, completely automated that. God, that was hell to design. It took about 3-4 attempts to design that. But yeah, there's a 3-part behind the scenes on that. So yeah, sorry, go on.
So you know how you've got the water around your world?
Yeah, the 360 part.
Yeah, you're gonna add like a dock or shipyard into the mix of that.
I think I will. That's where, the lighthouse, one of the lighthouses, I'm going to build one lighthouse on that side, and then eventually I think I'll build another lighthouse on, the bedrock terrain on the same area, and then I'll have that as kind of and then I might build a pirate ship on the middle or something.
Okay. Will you add an EJ castle or a castle in general?
I built a castle, so my minigame Castle Cards, it's built inside a castle, but I don't think I will build a proper castle, as a tourist attraction, unless I come up with some sort of cool twist or a shop, and then I just think, oh, this would look cool in a castle.
As a part of your storyline, will any buildings get destroyed / blown up when, either attacks or just part of the storyline?
Not that I'm planning to at this current moment, but some have in the past. Basically, the house inside of the hill that I used to live in?
Yes.
And Dominus Flame blew that up.
Is that part of the story, or is that just kind of a spur of the moment?
It was a part. It was yes. I was planning that for a while. As you can see in the videos, there's bits of a satellite forming, And then the video I finally noticed it go over, and then he fires, and then he blows up my entire house. Which I had to do a few times because obviously it popped up in the feed that the person's setting up, because basically I had my dad on another account pressing a button over there which would set up TNT and make it look like it blew up, and my dad wouldn't run away fast enough, so it basically like show up in the death messages feed that he blew up. So yeah, we had to do that a few times. Then obviously a few times it crashed because I'm on the 360 and I put so much TNT.
We look.
Pardon?
We look that, don't we?
Yeah. There's one drawback of 360 is the fact that sometimes if you do certain things it crashes.
Yeah.
On Bedrock, if you do anything it crashes. But yeah, that's the only thing that has happened, and I don't plan to do anymore.
We ever tear down old buildings and then rebuild them in a new style?
Yeah.
That's quite tricky stuff, right?
Yeah.
Will you add anything like the LGBTQI? Wait. I'm so sorry. LGBT.
Want me to say it?
Yeah, go on.
LGBTQIA plus.
Community, or the BLM statue.
I can say that.
Would you do anything like to like commemorate them? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Possibly, I might do like certain plays in the theatre, but I don't think I want to bring like political things like that into Lovely World.
Okay. And will you add space travel into Lovely World?
I mean, I have done it already twice. 3 times. There's one time the first time I went to the moon and met Jam. And then obviously Jam went, had his UFO, so we went back and forth to the moon. But never showed that in video. And then there's a time with you where I went to the moon and we crashed.
And you hit into the yes.
No. You landed on my head, I think. It was either that or I landed on yours. I can't remember.
Oh, but you landed on mine because you're very. It was stupid.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry,
I'll have to rewatch that series actually. Because I'm sad. And then there's a third time where you were with me once again. We went to a castle that Verlaine, Tyrannus built in on the moon. So obviously, we went to the moon and we defeated him. Then we came back, and that's all the times I've space travelled. But I'm thinking I've got an Adonis Verlaine type planned where I do space travel again.
Okay. And that's up questions.
No, there's 8, 9, and 10, isn't there?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I've got it up as well.
Right. Will you as EJ get superpowers in Lovely World, like an experiment gone wrong?
I'm not planning to do it, but obviously I could, I could, but I don't think I will.
Okay. Could the weather be used to compare how the character arc is feeling in Lovely World?
So not the weather, not how characters are feeling, but I used to do it every time Adonis Verlaine and Tyrannus attacked, that I changed it to thunder and lightning.
Oh.
To show that was going on, they kind of brought the, yeah, basically, I used to do that, and I might do that again, because that was a pretty cool effect, actually. But that's the only thing that came to that, so, Yeah, not really.
Will you do episodes where it's from Daddy-O's or Steve's like perspective?
I mentioned it before. I did it where it's from Stephen Deadlock's perspective, some of it, and
I mean, like whole episodes where like they wake up and the video's just from their perspective of you building a random shop. Okay.
I don't think, unless I have ever done this where I'm not available, then no. But But I've done an episode called Helper's Takeover, which a certain person, what it was from their perspective, and I just floated through around behind them because I was ill. Does anyone, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And do you remember whose perspective it was from?
Santa's.
Oh, you silly fool.
I do remember that was quite fun actually.
I know, yes, it's always fun appearing on my videos because I'm, the fun person. I'm the fun guy.
Okay.
I'm such a mushroom.
Will there ever be a civil war in Lovely World between helpers or between you and the helpers or anything between you and your dogs? Maybe I don't know. Anything like that.
There was like an episode where my dad messed up the filming of a video I did. As in, we were doing the film studio, so the TV studio, and we built that up.
Oh yeah.
And then, excuse me, and then, yeah, we did that. I'm trying to think, sorry, what's the question again?
Like civil war, like between like you and your helpers, like fighting.
Oh yes, okay. So Daddy-O messed up the filming of like a pretend advert we were doing, so I chased him around the world trying to kill him. That's the closest we've come to that, and we probably will in the future, if I'm being honest. But I don't think it'll be like a serious one. I think it'll be like a jokey one.
We can launch Lovely World as an SMP.
What do you mean?
So like a survival multiplayer server, I think it's.
I know what it stands for. I mean, what do you mean?
So like, it will become downloadable. So like, your world could be downloaded and someone could play on it and pretending to be you, or pretending to be you and your helpers.
Yeah. So after the tour, I've got a video scheduled where basically people can download the world either on Bedrock Edition or on Xbox 360 Edition, which is what I play on. There's nothing for Java, but I'm sure you can get a converter from Bedrock Edition or from 360 Edition to Java Edition. So if anyone is playing Java and they want the world to be theirs, they can download the Bedrock version and then just like convert it or something. But so yes, I do plan on it because I've got a video scheduled with the links after the tour actually.
Okay. Are you planning on doing any SPs, either joining them or creating them?
I'd like to join one. It's too stressful to create one though. Because obviously you've got to get people who are invested, and I'd rather just join a group of YouTubers that are doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to join one, but I don't think I'd like to create one because I've tried before and everyone just leaves.
Yeah.
As you know, because we did it together.
Yeah. It's just hard to get so many people on board with the same idea in the same world.
Yeah.
Uploading or live streaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easy like with say your Lovely World or my old World of Waves where it was me or you like in charge. We did like structured videos, but SPs are kind of like different to that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think that's all the questions that you've done. Basically, and then a high point. No, that's the wrong bleeding question. Yeah, it's made me lazier, basically, because I've obviously, you know, it's all YouTube, you know, it's always on my mind, like, and then obviously, I think it's made me stressed sometimes as well, essentially because, you know, obviously when I'm going away on holiday, I've got to stress about, you know, recording all the, you know, the videos when,
Before you go away, then upload, schedule.
Yeah, schedule them and, you know, make sure, you know, nothing goes corrupt and all stuff like that. So I think it's made me a bit more stressed sometimes, and then it's just always on my mind, like, coming up with ideas and stuff. I think it basically made my brain hyperactive, which is good in some ways, but bad in others.
Okay. Right. When did you start your channel, and what was the biggest challenge you faced?
The biggest challenges that I've faced so far is probably like the commitment issues that I've got. Like, basically, you know, I struggle like committing to one single series. Obviously, you know, I've got over it now with Lovely World, but like at the start, I just was not good, and like I'd end the series after like a few episodes.
Like me. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to set up your channels? Like, research about YouTube or equipment? Like,
Well, in terms of equipment, I'm like basically, I think I'm pretty much done now. But I went through a bit of a phase of getting like loads of new mics. Like I'd get one like every few months or something stupid like that.
trying to find the best.
But yeah, I've got probably one of the best ones I could have now. And I like the one I've got now, so I don't think I will be changing it anytime soon, unless it breaks.
Yeah.
Which hopefully it won't.
Yes.
And then research, I didn't really do any. If I'm being honest. So yeah, that's the answer to that.
If someone came to you for advice starting a YouTube channel, what would you tell them? Pro, cons, and equipment?
So equipment, I'd probably say don't worry about it. If they're trying to be serious, then I'd tell them, get an Elgato. Don't worry about the microphone though, because you know obviously people aren't gonna watch if it's you know if it's like not full screen, if that makes sense. But people will watch even if you've got like a, you know, not an annoying microphone, but even if it like the sound quality is just, you know, not as good as it could be, don't worry about it, like, because like as long as it's not like an annoying noise in the background or something, I think, you know, it's fine, whatever. And the pros, I'd say like the pros of it is, like I said, it makes your brain hyperactive, so you're always looking at things in a new way for inspiration. But a con is the fact that, like, if you do it too much, it basically just stays on your mind forever, and it's really annoying.
What was your favorite memory doing YouTube?
This memory of doing YouTube, when I realised I had to rebuild my entire Lovely World when it went corrupt, I just remember like saying, oh my god, like I've lost like most of it. Obviously I had like other saves to go off from, but remember we started trying to record it on Bedrock, and I just didn't enjoy it, so I was like, oh, you know what, scrap that, go back to 360, so I had to rebuild it, build the like last 100 episodes or something, and then obviously get all my stuff correct, get all my levels and stuff, and then I had to take a 2-week break, which basically took like 2 weeks to build,
Which is annoying.
Yeah, it was just really, you know, annoying, and obviously I was heartbroken when I found out that the world went corrupt, because obviously I put my life into it. Basically, it was my life, still is basically, but not as much as it was.
In time of owning a YouTube channel, what would you like to see that YouTube change to make it a bit easier for a creator?
I think I need to communicate better. I was banned from streaming over a year ago, and I don't know what for. Like, the only thing that they've said is that I've broken the child safety policy, but I don't know how I would have done that without, you know, my sister being in the background. You know, and the only background she would have been in is the audio background. She would have heard a plane or something. You know, if my little sister came into the room, I would have turned the camera off, or so, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, you would have built something to make sure.
Yeah.
She wasn't online.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something I'd like to, you know, see them change. The communication, because at the moment,
So,
yeah, it's shocking.
when you set up YouTube, was it always the plan to do Minecraft, or did that come later on?
So I guess I didn't really plan to do Minecraft, but at the same time I've done Minecraft content on other channels, so I knew I wanted to do that, but at the same time, like, you know, I didn't do Minecraft till like my 5th video, so yeah.
Okay. When you uploaded your first video, how did it feel to make it, and how did it feel to get your first view?
First view.
Yeah, like your first viewer.
It
Other than obviously
was
you.
exciting, because I was like, you know, like, especially, I don't know if there's any comments on that, but I changed a bit and changed when I got my first comments. When I first, got my first comments, obviously, you know, it pings on your phone. So I was like, oh my god, you know, I've got, you know, my first comments and, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, that. Oh, sorry. You're boring me, Oliver.
Pretty Lovely World series, this is the next section. Before starting Lovely World, what was your favourite series that you enjoyed making the most?
For Lovely World?
Yes.
Mission Survive, I had fond memories of it. It was basically an early version of a hardcore series. I'm thinking about going back to that because hardcore is popular now, and I enjoyed it, so it might be a little sneaky way to boost my popularity on YouTube. But yeah, I enjoyed it anyway, so I might go back and do like a Mission Survive 2, and do it on Bedrock.
In the answer.
Although once it started raining, thundering, correct.
That's fine. Strange. Shall I ask the next question? Or do wait a sec.
Here you go.
In answer to the question above, would you ever go back and remake it? And now that you've learned more about YouTube and editing?
Yes, I mean, I basically answered that in the last question, so yes, I would.
Which is the worst series you ever did?
Bedrock Challenge. Just didn't really enjoy recording it at all. So yeah, just ignore me shooting the skeleton barber.
But this is the next section. Beginning of Lovely World. How long did it take you to plan out what you wanted in your own Lovely World?
Not long, because I improvised during the videos, really. So it was pretty much all improvised at the start. But nowadays it takes me say about 3 hours, you know, for the average build, but obviously there's some builds that take longer than others, like mini games take the longest. Because, you know, they go through so much trial and error. And there's one build that took me longer than the theatre, which I said before took me 12 hours. It took me about 3 days to do it, constantly, like constant work on it. So yeah, it took me ages to do that. Yeah, so it varies, but about 3 hours now. But yeah.
Okay. What inspired you to come up with helpers and the enemies, like their characters and their names?
So Deadlocks was inspired by. Oh, Sam's looking away. Deadlocks was inspired by. So basically, I had someone literally called Deadlocks who helped me in a few of my videos, and he basically never bothered coming on, but like, it was just fun having, you know, like a fizzy elephant character. So that's how Deadlocks came around. And then Steve, I just thought it'd be cool to have, like, you know, a Minecraft character in the world. And the original plan was to bring Alex in and replace Deadlocks, but I decided not to.
Okay. When you started the world, did you ever think it would last as long as it has?
No. Because, like I said before, I had, like, at the time, especially, I had, like, issues committing to a series. And I couldn't just, you know, I couldn't keep it up. Now, obviously, I've done it for 500 episodes nearly. This is my 499th episode, you know, as this is going out. Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay. What was there a series that you started and never completed, but you wish you had completed it?
Probably a few of the games I've played. You know, like a few of the games, like other games than Minecraft, that I played, and then just like got bored of and never completed. But yeah, so there's a few of them. There's not really any Minecraft ones because the only one I can remember is the 20 block challenge, and you know, that is that I, you know, didn't finish and I didn't enjoy that. So yeah.
What was the very first thing you built in Lovely World?
Sorry, go on.
And if you know, what is the like, alongside this question, what was the first thing your dad built as well?
So the first thing I built was the So the current Lovely World, I'll say, was the first house,
The Bungie.
which I won't count that. So the second thing was the bridge, which you helped me build, actually. It's the only thing in the world built by you.
Was that back in the Xbox 360 days, or was that back?
Yeah, and then you ran off with a PS4. And now you've got a PC. And I'm still on 360, so...
Like a dinosaur, just keep evolving.
With my brain. The first thing that Dad helped me with was the fountain, probably. Yeah, it was probably the fountain in the original Lovely World. But that's all I can remember.
Okay. But below is a question relating to your first Minecraft death. Can you recall your Minecraft death? Like, remember your first Minecraft death in Lovely World?
Not in Lovely World, no. It's probably something stupid though, like I drowned building the bridge or something like that. But I remember the first ever death in like Minecraft. I was basically climbing a hill and a skeleton jockey spawned. And this was like, back when they spawned in 360. And they one spawned, and then it killed me. And then I deleted the world. But yeah, that's the first. Go.
Okay. How easy was it to get your dad on board with helping you with Minecraft and recording videos?
So we played Minecraft a lot, like, in general, and then so I basically said, oh, I'm doing a series, can you come on and help me? He was like, yeah, sure. And now basically I just order him to come on. I basically phone him on the morning, just like, come on now, and he'd be like, fine, whatever. So yeah, it was quite easy, to be fair. Easier than you would expect.
Okay. The next set of questions are the future of Lovely World. Do you plan to create new helpers in the future as you transfer from Bedrock to eventually maybe Java?
Dave's written down, so these are Dave's questions, and Dave's wrote down Bug Rock because obviously it's very buggy and I don't have a good relationship with it. So thank you for that.
I found that Java's so much better than, like, even just with the menus.
No, is this your interview?
I'm just saying, just in case you wanna,
Yeah.
skip.
No, yeah, I can imagine. It's not hard to beat. The bar is quite low.
Yeah.
No, I don't plan to create any new helpers, but I do plan to move to Java at some point.
Okay.
Next.
When making a game, how long does it take to create / test to start, and then actually building it in the future?
So the videos, obviously they're all 20 minutes, so it depends how many videos it takes. If it takes 3 videos, 1 hour, 6 videos, 2 hours. Obviously, depending, approximately that is. And then I'm making a game, how long is it? And then create. The games take longer than the building, so I'd say the average game takes about 3 hours. But it varies a lot depending on what the game is. Like sometimes I have an idea of what the game is, and then I just, and then it's really easy to design what it looks like. And then, but sometimes I think of a game and it just completely, it's broken and it's just awful. And then I keep changing it and changing it and changing it until, it does. And that's some of the things that take about, like... Sorry, that's some of the things that take about, games that take, like... There's one game that took me about 15 hours to design. It's a sequel to one of the games I've done now, but yeah. So I'm just going to do a quick BRB.
Okay.
Right, next.
What is going to be the biggest change you're going to make in Lovely World in the future?
Probably changing it to like changing versions, really. Yeah, I can't really think of any others. Hold on a second now. I best going to say hi to Annie because she's making announcements, so I won't be a sec. What did you just say?
I'm making announcements.
Okay. Right, sorry, the next question. Oh.
Hello.
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 Right, yeah, next question.
Would you ever consider making the world with ray tracing permanent change, or would you consider making it a special tour episode with ray tracing to see what the difference it would make?
I don't think I'd make it a permanent change. I think I'd just make it like, you know, like a one-off episode where, you know, just like not even an episode of Lovely World, but like a video where I just like wandered around Lovely World, just looking at the, you know, thing with ray tracing on. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I'll be making it a permanent change.
When you change game versions, have you got any plans for the Nether/End?
Sorry, go on.
And the end. Or
So none for the Nether, but I do plan to go to the end and defeat the End Dragon as a special video idea. But yeah, I'll have to wait and see what that is.
Is there any buildings or games you would delete/change?
There's a few that I have changed. Well, I've changed the rules or something, but there's none that I will completely get rid of. There's probably some that I will change in the future, but I can't think of any at the moment.
When you change format, you plan to bring up new fun into the overworld. What games will be rebuilding?
I don't think we're going to be rebuilding them because obviously, you know, I have them all in the Nether. You know what I mean? So there'll be no point, but I might rebuild a few if, you know, like a few that I'm going to do the sequel to. Like, for example, I might rebuild Bridges. There's, you know, a little thing, you know, so it's one next to Bridges 2, which I'm, you know, doing.
So the next section is YouTubers that inspired you. Who is your biggest influencer/inspiration when it comes to making content for your channel?
I mean, it's got to be Stampy, hasn't it? Like, it's either Stampy or one of the Hermitcraft members. But yeah, it's not, you know, it's not really, yeah, there's no competition really. It's all, you know, it's probably the biggest influence is Stampy.
When watching people like Hermitcraft, Stampy, or other MC creators, are you watching just for fun or for inspirations on your build, how you could adapt to the world and learning new editing techniques and content creation?
I'm watching just for fun, but I always do take take a little bit of inspiration from, you know, like I've got it in the back of my mind. Like, for example, I'll watch a Stampy video and think, oh yeah, oh right, I could do something like that, and then I'll, you know, plan something and then put my own twist on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a mixture of both. And, you know, that those things are always in the back of my head. And then, but in the forefront is, oh, this is a cool video to watch.
Okay. Other than Stampy, what other Minecraft content creators do you watch?
Mumbo Jumbo, Iskal, Graham, Good Times with Scott. You can see a pattern with this, can't you? SB737, I watched his hardcore series, like 100 Days in Hardcore. And then, Exuma Void, Red Dog. Have I said Scar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did that.
But I have anyway. And then myself when I'm editing. But I don't know whether that counts.
Would you ever create your own version of Hermitcraft with people you know?
So I don't want to create it because it's too stressful, but I'd rather join one.
Okay.
I'd rather like be invited to one, because if I was invited to like a group of YouTubers, a survival group of YouTubers, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'd join. And then I've got a cool base design as well, which I can use, which I was going to use for Foxcraft.
Oh yeah. So the next section is future plans. What are your future plans for your channels?
Well, the future is to move away from doing just Minecraft. In the sense that, I don't, like I said, I don't want to just do Minecraft. I want to do like more games. Even if it's just Minecraft and Roblox, I want to get out of this rut of, 5 days a week doing, Minecraft. Doing a big long series on Minecraft. I'm obviously still going to do Lovely World, but, even one game different, would be nice. Next. One's gotta go.
Hello.
Hello, right, yeah, next question. Essentially.
What non-Minecraft series have you got planned to start uploading?
So I'm thinking, so I've recorded, I'll say the ones I've recorded, so I've recorded Journey and Donut Counting, and then the ones I've got planned, I might start recording Roblox. But that's not certain. It depends whether like I actually, enjoy it or not. Because obviously, Roblox is a very finicky game where you won't play if you're in the right mood.
Oh yeah. What other? So, what other than Lovely World? What other Minecraft series have you got planned to upload?
It's 2 series in Lovely World, but it's not part of the main Lovely World series. There's one where I play games where on Xbox 360 I play games that don't work on Bedrock, and then there's one on Bedrock where I've got games that don't work on console. So yeah, that's a pretty cool series that I'm in the middle of recording. I've only got a few I've only got 2 episodes of it left to record actually.
Okay. If you could add or change something about Minecraft, what would it be?
I'd make the redstone the same on all platforms.
Oh yeah.
And then also I'd probably change the interface a little bit on Bedrock just to make it a little easier to use.
Okay. If you could bring back anything to Minecraft, what would it be? From like old version.
Some of the old generations, to be fair, so like, don't get me wrong, the new 1.18 generation is good, but the like one, like the
Classic style.
like the classic style. You know when I did my TU12 series? Yeah, that kind of generation is, I think, the best generation that there has been in the game so far. So I think I might bring that back, or like at least have an option to bring that back.
Have you made any designs for new buildings which take advantage of the new blocks?
I tried designing a minigame which used the drip leaves, the parkour minigame, but I scrapped it after it didn't work. But I might go back to it if I can, figure out some way to reset the drip leaves when someone makes a lap. So I might do some experiments with that, see if they can be powered through blocks and stuff like that.
Would you ever make Lovely World as a downloadable world? That we can't go for this early as well.
Yes, so I answered this question a bit earlier, but I'll say it again just in case. Basically, there's a video going out up after the tour where basically you can watch the or where you can basically download the world either on Xbox 360 or on Bedrock. And it's got 2 download links.
The next section is Lovely World Best / Funny Moments / episode. Over time, what is your favourite episode and why?
It helped us just because I learned so much recording it. It was just, it's just so fun.
Which episode of Lovely World's got the most views on your channel?
Oh, is that above the... So I've got the 300 episode world tour.
I've got at your dad's house, apparently. You built it. Okay.
Yeah, 44 views that's got.
Yeah, this one. Okay. Yeah, I think we found it.
Yeah, most viewed in the world is World Tour, and it has got 44 views, which is quite low considering quite low compared to the other most viewed videos. I'm just going to have another check. So there's videos in Lovely World that have more views. There's one called Remember the 5th of November, which is one celebrating Bonfire Night, which has 56 views, which was uploaded a few years ago. And then there is one there is my 200th subscribe special, which I did in Lovely World, which has 82 views. There's me playing Thrush Away on the Bedrock edition as a separate series, which has 88 views. And then I think that's it for the Lovely World related stuff on most views. So but hopefully that basically answers the question.
What episode, which building is your favourite in the overworld and in Eve?
In the overworld, I'd say the park, because it's, you know, it was an interesting, you know, style to building. But at the same time, the bingo, because once again, it was interesting, you know, style to building. And it was more fun to build, because I've probably mentioned it before. I don't know what order this is going in at the moment. But yeah, yeah.
Has there been 3 or more funniest memories in your lovely world? Either recording it or just off camera?
Well, like I said before, the funniest moment that I can remember was when the creeper dropped on my dad's head and it blew up all like both us. All of our stuff. Some of the bloopers are funny. There's trying to think of it. There's one where I was like supposed to be on half a heart for like an episode in the world or something like that, and a skeleton came and just shot me, and so that was quite funny. And we had to, like, and then we realised we had to get the half a heart, and then when I was going to the moon, basically there's an outtake of my dad, basically, who was hiding, you know, to help me build the rocket ship, who was going to build the rocket ship, you know, as I was taking off. So I didn't need to move. And like there's he thought I'd stop recording before I did, and he just walks like into the rocket ship and says, "Well, you ready then?" And we had to record the whole video again. Which, to be fair, was 2 minutes, but that was quite funny. So there's 3 of my favourite bits.
When making your tour videos for Lovely World when making your tour videos, Lovely World is full of memories for you, both in the overworld and in Ethan. For me, which are your favourite memories from each and why? We know.
One of my favourite memories from the it was probably in the Ethan I'll go with. It was it's probably just like when I so when we were playing Bridges, which is my favourite mini game, and I remember I just obliterated my dad in the tournament, and then it, of course, it went corrupt, didn't it? So, but yeah, that's one of my favourite memories from Ethan. And then the town, it's probably something like when it's probably like my favourite memories are when, like, you know, you discover like old things that have just been like dirted over, you know, like old floor, like an old, you know, like, you know, building that used to be, you know, like an old mini game that I used to, you know, that I used to do and play at the month games, you know, once again, copy and stampy basically. I used to employ the month games, so it's always like fun just going into like digging like through into, you know, into like old redstone or something like that, you know, from one of them, or even just redstone of a building. Like, you know, I'm sure it'll happen one day where I'll dig into the, you know, redstone of the Pointless episode, you know, the one that we were saying about before, or yeah, it's happened where I was building the bedrockification chamber, and you know, it was in like a river, so I went swimming around and I found like the prison area, and then, you know, stuff like that, and then I dug out and I was by, you know, the ladder of the sky, so that was pretty cool. So it's just them moments, you know, when you dig into things and it, you know, just memories come rushing back. So there's nothing specific there.
What was the most challenging build you've done? Both in the Overworld and in Ethan?
In the Overworld, it probably was the bingo, because it's just like, it was ridiculous to try and remember, you know, all of the dimensions, the thing, and then all of the redstone as well for that. And then in the... And then in the E-Fun, it was probably Bridges, the minigame, where I had to remember once again, you know, how big the game was, and there's so many different parts of the game. And then obviously I had to remember all the rules as well. So stuff like that. Those two are probably the hardest.
Right, so this is the next section, just called General.
Hold on, skip the general section.
Okay.
I'll do that as a separate Q&A video. Go into film or it's Flim. I messaged Dave that's a screenshot of that saying, why does this make me laugh so I'm talking to the devil. I messaged Dave a screenshot of Flim and just with the caption, why does this make me laugh so much? Flim. Sorry, go on.
Okay, so the next section is called Flim. What inspired you to make the film?
Wait, the Flim? Sam, because basically I think I mentioned to Sam about having doing you know, Lovely World's 500 episode, and he was like, oh hey, do you want to do a film to celebrate it? And I was like, yeah, sure, go on then. And then he said, oh, do you want to do a documentary as well? I was like, yeah, okay, they can go hand in hand. So I guess the inspiration, you'll have to ask Sam for that, which he's filming. So maybe.
Wait, is he editing this video?
Yeah, he's editing and he's filming. I don't know. Sam, do you want to answer that?
Either in post-production or now.
Yeah. Okay, I guess not, right. Well, I guess if Sam does want to, we can do like a... Oh, yes, he does, okay. Go on then.
Is this thing working?
Yeah.
What's the question? I was...
What was the inspiration for the film?
I wanted to do another film because making Funny Toy the movie was actually really fun. Near the end, it wasn't as fun because we worked on it for 3 months. But around that time, when we started filming was around the time that I joined the build stream where you built that glass cube. So those two events were together, and when I started making projects for your show and stuff, I thought it was quite interesting. So I wanted to make a movie for a while, so I started brainstorming, and then I proposed the idea, and you said yeah, and so I made it like a first draft, and then you did not like the first draft, and then I kept the first draft, and you kept trying to change it, which was quite annoying.
Thanks.
Yeah. The best part of making the movie was when I won the competition for the cake.
There we go, that's Sam's little cameo.
Yeah. I'm gonna go disappear into the shadow realms. Bye.
Alright, next question.
Well, when you decided to kill Deadlocks, did you ever plan to kill him off permanently, or did you always plan to bring him back? If so, explain how he survived.
He survived. I basically planned to obviously for him to have his sacrifice at the end of the film, and then Otto hasn't seen the film actually yet, so sorry. But yeah, we planned to have his sacrifice at the end of the film. Pardon?
I can send Oliver the film if he wants to view it early with your permission.
No, he's not allowed. So, whose interview is this? It's my interview. No, go
I
away.
was just projecting because the movie is literally, it's rendering the second.
Oh, okay. All I said before. Right, go back into your hole. I want to. It's my interview.
I'm going back into shower room. Bye.
Good.
Oh, I'm gonna eat birthday cake ice cream the whole time.
Right, yeah, basically we plan to bring... Basically we plan to, have him as his... Will it stop raining? We plan to have it as his, Deadlock's big sacrifice. And then, obviously, in Minecraft you can respawn. So it's like, well, how about at the end we can be having his funeral? And then, he respawns and he comes back during that. So, that's basically what happened, what we did.
Just explodes to the floor.
No, he just comes back from his house. is the idea. Like, he just turns up and we're like all at the park mourning him. If I remember correctly, that's what we did in the film. Don't answer that, Sam. So yeah, basically the way he survived is the fact that he pressed the respawn button. I know, how interesting.
Would you ever consider making a second film?
Yeah, because I enjoyed this. Yeah, I might do it every now and then, like a Lovely World film. Like every time we change. I might probably do it at the end of Lovely World, or maybe when I move to Java, I might do another one then. I might drag Sam back into it, and we'll do another one. And then, but maybe when we end. But I definitely consider doing another one. It's just trying to think of a story for it, because we've left it on really where there's no real place for a sequel because we killed the villain. Unless we use the Domus Flame for it.
After Lovely World was destroyed in the film, will you take this opportunity to make any changes to the Lovely World? If so, what would it be?
I don't think I'm making any changes to Lovely World, but I think if I were to change the world, I'd change the Woody shop, the one I answered as my least favourite build. Just because I'm really unhappy with it. But I think I'll just leave it there, because otherwise I won't have an answer to the what is your least favourite build question. I don't, it's just been there for like 200 episodes, 300 episodes or something like that, so I might as well just leave it, you know what I mean? It's been there for long enough.
And that's all the questions, I believe.